On page 3, I give a description of simple gematria and just write out the letters with the numbers 1 through 26. So you can kind of see that. And then I say Bill Hauser equals 87. Bill Gates equals 87 as 35 plus 52. Swedish equals 87. Eric Hauser equals 87. And WW2End equals 87. So those are all some numbers that I share with just Eric Hauser being equal to 87. Bill Gates, Swedish, World War II End, Bill Hauser. No one's really ever called me Bill Hauser, but I felt like writing that. Right on page 4, we've got some analysis of the number 166. So that would be my full name, Eric William Hauser. Eric's 35, William's 79, Hauser's 52. William Clinton equals the number 166. William's 79, Clinton's 87. The White House is 166. 33, 65, and 68. And then Tetragrammaton also equals 166. Page 5, there's some more of the same, more values for 166. I said farms and economy equals 166. Magnetic resonance, unum sanctus. And then I also noted down here that breast cancer can be alleviated with the tonality of 166 hertz, supposedly, according to the Comprehensive Annual Frequency List, the CAFL. And I said I have posted on my websites about isochronic tones as well as the research that I'm talking about now. 5.1, I've shown this page in the first book that I wrote on page like 30 something or 28 or whatever. It's basically the alphabet added up. So I wrote out the alphabet 1 through 26, and then I added the totals for the numbers in between, and I skipped R. I didn't include the value for R as 18, and that total equals 333. So I'll read it for you. If one were to add all the English alphabet's number values except for the letter R, one would find that the integer values add to be the number 333. And then I said, now let's look at my full legal name and the numbers below. Eric is 35, William 79, and Hauser's 52. That equals 166. And I said, as one can see or know, my full name added up equals the number 166. And now let's add the numerological significance of I of Providence. I is 35, of is 21, and Providence is 111. That equals the number 167. And then I said the totals of 166 plus 167 equals 333. So when I was a younger kid, I used to say Eric instead of Eric. It was hard for me to pronounce my R's. So I find this kind of interesting, that if you don't include the R, it can add up to 333 with I of Providence being 167. Something I found out. Page 5.2, we have the significance of the 3, the 6, and the 9. So I drew a 3-pointed star, 6-pointed star, and then a 9-pointed star. I'll read those out for you. The significance of the 3, the letter C. 3 is C is the third letter in the English alphabet. I said it stood for the Trinity of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, which would be my father, me, and my friends. For Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is anyone that I meet, really. I said it stood for the C, as in like the ocean. The C, S-E-E, is in the Holy See of the Papal Congregation, and C-I is in yes for Spanish-speaking people, as well as the Triforce sign for Zelda fans. It's also the Alcoholics Anonymous logo for AA. And I noted Odontology, spelled O-D-O-M-T-O-L-O-G-Y. On YouTube, they give in-depth sharings of strength, hope, and courage throughout alcohol addiction. For the 6, it's the Star of Remphan, or Satan, which equals 55. Also stands for Vikraphili D. 666 on the Gematria values stands for an old therapist name. She was a social worker, and she had the number 666. The six-pointed star has 6 vertices, 6 points, 6 triangles, and a 6-sided shape on the inside. It's also the Star of David, more commonly known for the Star of David in Judaism. It's the Star of Goloka in Hindu religions, and it's Satkona for, I think, also Hindu people. For the 9, I ascribed this to, I wasn't really sure, so I just said it was Nikola Tesla spiritualism. The word Tesla is equal to the number 57, and the number 57 also stands for human, Mary, West, bless, and rose. So some pretty good words that go with the number 57. And 12, spiritualism in months. 9, if you add 3 to 9, you get 12. So I said it was like a precursor to the 12 months. There was basically 9 months of life and 3 months of death, as in winter's the time of death, and rebirth happens in springtime. And I said it also kind of stands for the fisherman as the number 93. So that's what I got for that. Here's the 333 degree Freemason. Again, I give this sign here. Again, talking about the numbers 167 and 166 adding to be 333. I said this was like the Empress oversight for 33rd degree Masonry. I guess it would be Jesus or Muhammad or Moses who would be the 333rd degree Freemason, depending upon what religious denomination you're ascribed to. But I said, as a self-determined Illuminati member of the Ordo Templi Orientis, 33rd degree Scottish Royal Freemason, Swiss missionary, and American Jesuit, I believe in these people, and I consider myself a 333rd degree Freemason. Alright, we're running a little bit low on time here, so I'm gonna take a break here and get back in a second. Okay, so we're back on page 5.4. This is my take on the Terminator being equal to 166. So there's those films with Arnold Schwarzenegger in them talking about end of the world scenarios with artificial intelligence. So I said the number 166 equaling the words of Terminator, as many may know from the movies, may carry negative AI connotations. So I said I'd explain by breaking it down. V is equal to the number 33, and I said that was synonymous with 33 spinal bones in one's spine. April 3rd, 33 AD, which was Jesus's death date. And then the 33 degrees of Scottish Royal Freemasonry. And then I said basically 33 equates to human life with God, because the number 32 equals the word life. So you can live up to 32 plus having God in your life, and live beyond, obviously. And then I said Terminator. I wanted to break down this word into segments so it could be understood in a stranger way or by my interpretation. So I said, to begin with, this word is a codex for the Gematria Bible, and the Gematria database as 888. So I broke it down as term, which are all synonymous synchronicities found in the database. For example, found in where, Tor, which is like a bit encrypted file of extraterrestrial research, which is uploaded at the Gematria database. So I talked about the Gematria database a little bit, and then I gave a warning about using it. So I gave 333's warning on AA. I said, in order to use the Gematria database effectively, peacefully, and safely, please refrain from drug and alcohol utilization while reading. To an unclear mind, child or young adult, reading of the database is not really recommended because sometimes numerological facts may be too rational for an emotional mind. I said adolescent psyches are not supposed to know this, and then I gave a kind of quote for why I wouldn't want too many people reading it in an altered state of mind, or if they're too young. I said, quote, "A fact is a fact, simply that word is equal to a number, and those are the only facts, those with numbers and words together." Page 5.6 is talking about God as data. So God is data as a number 26 because both God and data equal the number 26. So Professor Norman B. Hauser is equal to the Gematria database as the number 127. Based on this fact alone, I can deduce that my grandfather wrote his book with Sullivan, who would likely want to be considered a robot due to a simple Gematria number being all binary as 110, at the Engineering Technical Academy in Zurich, Switzerland. And I said robot would really just mean a very high IQ level. From this book came about the Gematria database in English, not specifically German due to Sullivan being an Englishman. With the compilation of this knowledge that was and is based on algorithmic formulas presented by Hauser and Sullivan, God math was and is determined in synchronicities as data. And then I said I had Brian Sullivan's pencil at my parents' house, and I went to elementary school with him. So I think that's a pretty interesting circumstance that the same family member who did work with my grandfather on my father's side I was friends with in middle school and a bit during high school as well.